Welcome to the podcast series Organizational Psychology Insights by CareFor EAP, where we dive into knowledge from organizational psychology to support personal development, enhance well-being, and create a healthy, happy, and highly productive workforce. I am Hoon Kun, your host. In this podcast episode, we will explore the power of habits. Habits are not only the daily behaviors of your employees at work, but also a powerful resource that shapes a company's culture and performance. We will delve into how to build positive habits and strategies to encourage employees to maintain positive behaviors, thereby creating momentum for sustainable organizational development. Our topic is the power of habits driving change in organizations. Research has shown that about 40% of daily behavior is repeated to the point of becoming a habit. Habits contribute to shaping one's lifestyle and reinforcing core beliefs. In the workplace, individual habits not only affect work performance, but also play a part in shaping corporate culture. Positive habits, such as effective time management, maintaining open communication, or focusing on problem solving, can enhance job performance, improve team morale, and promote the organization's overall development. Conversely, negative habits like procrastination, lack of discipline, or negative reactions to change can severely impact employees' mental health, leading to stress, reduced productivity, and a weakened company culture. Therefore, recognizing and changing negative habits is essential to building a healthy work environment and fostering sustainable organizational growth. Behavioral habits are also why some training programs do not achieve the expected results for organizations. This is because the daily behaviors and habits of employees in a workplace are the key factors that directly determine an organization's performance and development, not just knowledge or skills. For example, even if employees are well trained in well-being practices, if they continue to maintain bad habits like staying up late, excessive drinking, or lack of physical exercise, their mental and physical health will not improve. However, changing employees' habits is not an easy task. Old habits often provide a sense of psychological safety. When attempting to change habits, the body may resist with feelings of discomfort, insecurity, or even fear. Additionally, employees may find it difficult to change habits if all colleagues around them maintain the same old behaviors. Therefore, for organizations, changing employee habits need to be implemented in a broad scale. For instance, if a company wants employees to develop healthy feedback habits, it must establish a psychologically safe corporate culture and encourage open communication throughout the team. Regardless, changing the habits of a team will lead to significant and positive transformations for the company's development. Moreover, changing employee behavior in a positive direction is entirely feasible if the organization invests in the right strategies. Welcome back to the Organizational Psychology Insights podcast by CareFor EAP. To better understand the importance of changing habits within an organization, let's take a closer look at the case of Toyota, one of the world's leading car manufacturers. In the mid-20th century, Toyota faced numerous challenges in automobile production, particularly regarding efficiency and quality. After World War II, the company needed to compete with Western car manufacturers but had limited resources. This created significant pressure to improve productivity while maintaining product quality. Toyota realized that to overcome these difficulties, it wasn't enough to merely upgrade machinery or processes. They needed to change the mindset and work habits of all employees. The philosophy of Kaizen, continuous improvement, was born in this context, aiming to create a corporate culture where every employee, from workers to managers, continuously contributed ideas to improve processes, reduce waste, and increase efficiency. Toyota focused on changing habits related to the production process and how employees approach daily work. Old habits, such as only focusing on one's own task without considering the overall process or hesitating to suggest improvements, were transformed. New habits that Toyota encouraged included continuous improvement proposals. Employees at all levels were encouraged to suggest improvement ideas, even the smallest ones. This is the core of the Kaizen philosophy. Toyota encouraged employees to submit suggestions for process improvements through an internal feedback system. These proposals were reviewed, and many ideas were implemented immediately. This created an open culture where everyone felt they contributed directly to the company's success. Next is enhanced personal responsibility. Each employee was encouraged to take greater responsibility for the quality of their work and processes. Machinery was designed with mechanisms that would automatically stop and signal when there is a risk of a problem. Additionally, any worker was equipped with tools to stop the production line if they detected an error or issue. This encouraged employees to take responsibility for product quality and to identify and resolve problems on the spot. And finally is continuous learning. Toyota heavily invested in training employees at all levels on Kaizen thinking and the skills needed to identify and solve problems. Training was not limited to technical skills, but also included improvement thinking, teamwork, and time management. For instance, employees were taught to identify and eliminate unnecessary elements in the production process, from excess materials to wait times between steps. The changes in employee habits at Toyota brought numerous positive results, making the company one of the largest and most successful car manufacturers globally. Some of the standout outcomes include: first is enhanced efficiency and product quality. Encouraging employees to continuously propose improvements and halt production lines when errors were detected minimized mistakes and improved product quality. As a result, Toyota was able to produce higher quality cars with fewer defects than competitors. Next is reduced waste and increased production efficiency. The Kaizen system and the elimination of waste in every production stage helped Toyota save resources, reduce production costs, and boost productivity. This allowed Toyota to compete more effectively on price while maintaining product quality. Next is building a strong corporate culture. The Kaizen culture fostered teamwork, initiative, and individual responsibility for the company's success. Toyota became more than just a manufacturing company. It became a symbol of creativity and continuous improvement. And finally is rapid adaptation to change. The culture of continuous improvement enabled Toyota to adapt swiftly to market and technological changes. Instead of being slowed down by new challenges, Toyota could quickly adjust production processes and products to meet market demands. These changes not only helped Toyota overcome its initial challenges, generating over $14 billion in profit in 2006, but also laid the groundwork for the company's long-term sustainable development. Toyota is now a model for other companies looking to apply the Kaizen philosophy and advanced production systems to achieve exceptional success. Toyota transformation through the Kaizen philosophy is a powerful testament to the importance of changing employee habits and behaviors to drive long-term success. By fostering a culture of continuous improvement and encouraging every employee to participate in process optimization, Toyota not only enhanced product quality but also created a flexible and efficient work environment. Toyota's success reminds us that changing habits and behaviors in a workplace is not only crucial for individual performance, but also foundational for the sustainable development of any organization. A question that many organizations often grapple with is, how can we identify the ineffective habits that need to be changed within our organization? Researchers in the field of industrial organizational psychology have categorized an organization's need for change into two types. Number one is reactive change. This occurs when organizations realize the need to change due to external influences or internal issues. For example, if employees are engaged in conflicts or there is a noticeable decline in performance, the organization is compelled to alter toxic work habits within the team. Number two is proactive change. This means that the organization proactively recognizes that changing work habits within a team could lead to positive outcomes such as increased productivity, enhanced creativity, and improved adaptability to the market. Based on this theoretical framework, here are some guiding questions that you can ask to identify which habits need to be changed. Question number one is, are there any current work habits among employees that are negatively impacting the team's performance or well-being? And question number two is, what work habits would you like to see in your employees that could help enhance the organization's performance and growth? By observing daily behaviors within a team, you can pinpoint which habits are ineffective and should be eliminated, as well as identify productive habits that need to be nurtured to improve overall team performance. So, what should organizations do to create productive habits among their teams in a consistent way? In practice, a behavioral change model frequently used by experts at CareFor EAP in consulting and designing well-being programs for organizations is the behavioral change model. Specifically, this model assists organizations in promoting positive behavioral changes through three main focuses. Number one is creating a behavioral changing environment. To foster change, organizations need to build a supportive environment where policies, working conditions, and benefits are designed to encourage positive behavior. This includes offering employee support programs like EAP and providing necessary resources that make it easier for employees to adopt and maintain healthy habits. Additionally, implementing training programs focused on self-care, stress management, and incentives for a healthy lifestyle can drive behavioral change in a positive direction. An ideal work environment should connect support policies with regular opportunities for practice. Number two is driving behavioral change from leadership. Leadership plays a crucial role in guiding and inspiring behavioral change within the organization. Leaders are not only the strategists, but must also be the real role models who practice the healthy and positive habits the organization aims to instill. Leaders should act as primary stakeholders, involved not only in strategy development, but also in promoting, monitoring, and sustaining behavioral improvement initiatives. Leadership training programs like the Para-Helper Manager Leading with Heart program at CareFor EAP empowers leaders to practice self-care, identify behaviors that need adjustments within their teams, and effectively care for their groups. Number three is sustaining behavioral change. The ultimate goal of any well-being program is to achieve lasting behavioral change and transform these actions into personal habits, individual habits, and organizational habits. To accomplish this, programs can't stop at the initial implementation phase. They must be continuously maintained and results must be regularly measured. When positive behaviors become ingrained as personal habits, they will spread and become an essential part of the organizational culture, helping to create a healthy, effective, and sustainable work environment. However, there is a Vietnamese saying, "Ngữ quen đường cũ," which means old habits die hard. This highlights that habits, which are repeated daily, can be challenging to change. Yet, with the right strategies and commitment, organizations can overcome this inertia and pave the way for lasting transformation. So, besides creating new, healthier, and more effective habits, how can organizations break away from old, inefficient work habits? To answer this, The Kurt Lewin change model offers a three-step process to help organizations replace unwanted habits within their team. Step 1 of the model is unfreeze. So this first step involves unfreezing employees from their old habits. The process includes communicating the urgency of change. Employees need to clearly understand why they need to change and how the change benefits them in their work. To drive motivation, the organization must create a sense of urgency. Change programs and strategies should be clear that the consequences of old habits are pressing and need to be addressed immediately. Additionally, the organization should enlist the support of key influencers within the team to drive change. These influencers will be ambassadors who pioneer the abandonment of old habits and set an example for others to follow. Often, these ambassadors are the team leaders or line managers within the organization. Step 2 of the model involves change. In this phase, the organization implements concrete strategies to facilitate and encourage change. Examples include providing training and tools. The organization needs to identify barriers that make it difficult for employees to break old habits. From there, they should offer the tools and skills necessary to overcome these obstacles. For instance, if procrastination stems from poor time management skills, the organization can provide training programs on time management or online tools that aid in effective task management. Encouraging progress. Changing habits takes time and effort. Therefore, the organization should be patient with employees during this process while creating a system that acknowledges even the smallest progress. Recognition can be in the form of praise from leadership or small workplace benefits. Replacing old habits with new ones. Rather than simply eliminating old habits, it's easier to replace them with more efficient ones. For example, instead of just preventing employees from engaging in conflicts, focus on fostering empathetic communication to replace criticism. And the final step of the Kurt Lewin change model is refreeze. This final stage involves refreezing new habits so they become stable and integrated into the organizational culture. This includes integrating it into the system, update policies and work processes to reflect new habits. For instance, encourage proactive behavior in the workplace, introduce a process that allows employees to propose strategies and set deadlines for their own tasks. Make these new habits part of their daily work routines. Monitoring and adjusting. Continuously observe the progress of employee changes, conduct regular feedback surveys, and track performance, engagement, and well-being metrics to assess the sustainability of new habits. This allows the organization to quickly implement adjustments if necessary. By following these 3 steps, organizations can effectively break old habits and cultivate a more productive and positive work culture. Additionally, research highlights 2 critical factors in the process of changing old habits. Number 1 is leadership. At CareFor, we consistently emphasize the essential role of leaders in every well-being strategy as an organization undertakes. For the change in habits to proceed smoothly, leaders must continuously guide, communicate, participate, and provide support, both professionally and emotionally. They may even need to motivate employees to embrace change. Transparent communication and support from leadership are the keys to earning employees' trust and driving their motivation to change. Number 2 is employee involvement. Alongside leadership, employee involvement is a crucial factor in the habit change process within an organization. For change to be effective, employees must be engaged in the change process. This includes empowering them to propose change plans, actively listening to their ideas, and gathering feedback on these plans. Their involvement fosters a sense of ownership, making the change process more inclusive and sustainable. In conclusion, behavioral change within an organization requires building a supportive environment, leadership as role models, and a long-term strategy that involves and engages employees in a change process. This approach helps transform positive behaviors into organizational culture, driving sustainable and effective business development. Through today's podcast episode, I believe that you have realized that changing behavioral habits is not only about personal improvement, but also has a profound impact on the overall performance of the organization. Changing small habits, if done strategically and sustainably, will lead to significant advances in productivity and work efficiency. Creating the right environment, leading by example, and maintaining positive habits not only help enhance well-being within the organization, but also build a strong and sustainable corporate culture. This brings us to the end of today's podcast episode. I would like to sincerely thank the businesses and organizations tuning in to this podcast. Wishing you a wonderful new day, and see you in the next podcast episode with the topic, Building an Engaged Team to Boost Performance.